versus Kayla P.
Again, Carrie Zimmerman.
Jill Bauer on behalf of Ms. P is also present.
All right.
Judge, I know that last time I wasn't here, I got an email from opposing counsel regarding a stipulated order. I sent her a revised stipulated order as to what my client would be willing to agree to, meaning to give Ms. P sometime a date where she can get everything out of the unit and she can take anybody that she needs to take with. We're just asking that they wear appropriate face coverings because of the situation. I wasn't here. I heard through the grapevine of what happened. I just want the court to be aware it's about insurance bids. I mean, realistically, insurance bids and contractor bids and making sure that we have the appropriate people in the unit. All of the things need to be removed, Judge. It's soot filled. There's a wall that needs to come down. Am I correct? There's a whole wall that actually needs to be replaced. So it's not something where counsel wanted Ms. P to be able to leave items upstairs. That's a problem because the smell is going to stay. You know all of the things I'm going to say to you. And so I really just need all of her stuff out and then they can do what they can do. And that's where I'm at. That's what I can agree to at this time. And I sent that order over to opposing counsel for review and they can pick a day.
Well, Your Honor, if they're willing to rehouse her, she would have a place to remove her belongings too. But she's living in her car right now.
Judge, I don't think that's quite accurate because my client's actually seen her with her grandma, who's also in Sycamore Meadows. So I could be wrong, but I believe that that's where they've seen her living and residing. At this time, Judge, I don't have the authorization to agree to rehouse her, and I don't think that my client's willing to do that either from what I've been told at this point. So I'm willing to give her the time that she needs to get her stuff out of there so they can get in the unit and do what they need to do.
And we believe that they should be rehousing her. So we'd ask the court to...
But she's not in the unit. So I guess I'm unclear as to why you're holding the unit hostage.
Well, we're not really holding...
To put it bluntly. I mean, because that's what you're doing. I mean, they can't... If her things are in there, they can't do anything. And so I don't know who that benefits.
Well, Your Honor, I was not aware that it seemed to me that the damage was just in the kitchen and that there wouldn't be any work being done upstairs. So that's why I thought she could leave her large items upstairs because she has nowhere else to put them right now. If she was rehoused, she would have a place to put them. That's what I was thinking. I did not have the information that a wall needed to be replaced. That would make it untenable to store things on the second floor.
Okay. So now we are aware that that's the case. So what's defendant's position now? Because whether she's rehoused or not, you can't just hold this unit. I mean, I can issue an order that she has to remove her items or she's at a certain date they're abandoned and then they can remove them.
Well, I just heard with you that the second floor, so can I ask her if she has a place to move the larger items? Your Honor, Ms. P has items in the unit that she wants to remove, but she's willing to not take the larger items because she has nowhere to store them. But she just wants the court to be clear that she's not surrendering her right to the unit. She's just removing her things so that repairs can begin. That's what she's concerned about.
At this point, I think I've said it already twice now. My client's not willing to rehouse her. I don't, at this point, I just need her to get the stuff out so that we can get done what we need to get done. This isn't the first fire that took place in this unit. This is the second fire. So there's problems there, but I think before the court today is what we've discussed about removing the items. And so that's where I'm at.
The order that was sent over regarding removal, what was the date?
I just need her to pick a date. And so that the order says that within the next week, she'll pick a date and she'll be able to go on that date and bring individuals with her. Can I see the?
That's my order.
Oh, okay. Judge, I sent it to her. I thought she.
Okay.
It was one paragraph, Judge, and I'll read it to you. Defendant shall be provided a full day within the next week to go through her belongings and remove any and all belongings from the unit. Defendant shall be allowed to bring people with her to assist her. Defendant and anyone going into the unit shall wear protective clothing and masks while in the unit. So order. And if she wants to pick a date now, I can revise it and put the date and the time she'll be able to be there.
Give me a date.
She needs to talk to find out who can help her, but she will pick a date.
Okay.
The 7th of February, so within the next week.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not this way. Can't pick a date, I'll pick a date.
Okay.
It was February 6th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
So put that in the order, I'll sign the order, and then what do I need to do? Adjourn this case out to deal with the.
I have 2 other things that I want to put on.
Sure.
I'd like to add an explicit sentence to the order that clarifies that she's not giving up her right to be housed by emptying out the unit.
Well, if the case continues, of course she's not. She's
Okay.
challenged. I don't know why that needs.
Okay,
to be
I
there,
just
but
want that to be part of.
Otherwise, she'd get her stuff out and we're done. But obviously, we're not.
Okay.
I'll
The
be
other.
handling this when I get Social Security. Apparently, go ahead.
Okay. I think that the stove should be preserved for examination, since that's the key item about how the fire started.
The stove should be preserved.
And we'd like
Is the cat going to testify? I'm sorry. I thought I'd ask.
Your Judge, there's pictures of the stove and with the, I think they're attached to, there's actually pictures and in the fire report with showing that the stove was actually on, that the knob was on to turn. So I don't know what.
Yeah, I know, but the issue is whether or not a human being turned it off.
I don't know what the issue is, Judge. I understand very, very clear my issue.
I'm not sure how we're going to resolve that, but
I'm not either,
I'd
but
like an opportunity to see if I can find someone who might be able to weigh in on that.
I don't know how
is
this.
cat still available? I mean, I just asked you a question because Do you still have the cat? Okay.
Judge, I don't know how she wants me to preserve the stove. I have no way of preserving the stove. So unless Ms.
Well, I would imagine that Sycamore Meadows has some storage. I mean, I get the request because somebody's going to have to show me how this.
There's actually a statement in the report from the fire chief that Ms. P said that when she walked in and saw the smoke, she heard the clicking of the stove and then walked back out as well. So I don't know how preserving the stove is going to change any of the evidence that's out there, but.
You want the stove preserved for what purpose? To determine whether or not there's
It
some.
could be started by an animal. I mean, that's what they put in their motion that I got yesterday.
But that's what was in the, I didn't put that in the
But
motion.
that was a statement, I think, by your client to the fire.
But she recorded the conversation with the fire department. That is not what she said. So the fire report is not accurate.
Okay, well, to make it fair, you guys are gonna have to find some place to store the stove. The stove, prepare an order, gotta preserve the stove as well
If my
as.
client has no place to put it, what would you like me to do? Does Miss Bauer want to find somewhere to preserve it? Judge, because my client doesn't have storage. I mean.
Can you guys work out where to store it? I mean, because obviously somebody's gonna have to pay to have it. Or
Why doesn't she?
what do you want to do to this stove? You want somebody to go and tell you whether or not this stove can be turned on by an animal, right?
I'm sorry, Your
So-
Honor. Could you repeat that?
I know Miss Lee was all in your ear. So when would you get the person out?
I'll start working on it immediately. Maybe the stove could be moved to the basement since there's not going to be any work done in the basement.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, I'm not the contractor, so I don't know whether or not it's.
I mean,
Okay, so I'm going to be serious about this for a moment. The stove needs to be put in some secure location. All right. You're just going to have to, plaintiff is going to have to figure that out.
that's fine, Judge. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
And then the last thing, Your Honor, is I finally got paperwork for the case this week. I'd like to file an answer on behalf of Ms. P. I need time to file an answer to the motion that I got yesterday, and then possibly draft my own motion for summary disposition. So I need time for those things with permission of the court.
How much time are you going to need?
I would like 3 weeks. I don't know if the court would give me 3 weeks or not, because I still have a FOIA request that I'm going to be picking up today that seems to be pretty lengthy.
Judge, we're before you on the 18th of February. You can stick us on that date. If you're okay with it.
Probably not, but
Okay.
I mean, I will. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm not giving you 3 weeks. You need to file it by the 14th.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
And then I will adjourn this matter out. We can put you on the 18th.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we'll figure out where we're going. February 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. That's in person. You prepare the order regarding preservation, and you prepare the other order, and then I'll sign it. Thank you. I do also want a picture of the cat's front paws.
Can I just make sure that the things on top of the stove don't need to be preserved. You just want the stove put in a location in the basement or something
Yes,
like that. I can get rid of all of this, correct? Because I'm not gonna be able, the
Yeah.
problem with preserving everything that's burnt on the stove is the same problem with all of the stuff.
I don't think we have pictures of that. I think we're just interested in the mechanics of the stove being able to be examined. So that's fine.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
And I want pictures of the cat's front paws extended as well as the rear paws. Not that those are as important for me.
Okay.
Thank you.